Hi guys, I am here today on November 11th, 2019, ready for another Diets Are Fattening weekly live stream where we go over questions that we've gotten throughout the week, and I take any questions if you guys want to ask while we're here, and we'll all get through our healthy thin mentality journey, and we'll be strong and happy, and we'll have the body you want as well as the life you want, the style of living, the enjoyment of food. All these things are possible. Yes, altogether, it is absolutely completely normal and reasonable, and we've been trained to believe that that's not possible. But I'm here to tell you it is. My name is Meg Moranis. I'm the voice of this message, of course. Real quick, you can also come to our website for blogs and all that kind of thing, or as is linked down below in the little info setting, you can please join our private Facebook groups and get support there as you do this. So when you first begin your healthy thin mentality, you go through different stages. And today I really want to focus on, I'm going to answer all the questions that we have, but of course the bottom line is most people who are with us and hearing this message want to lose weight. I'm not telling you that you should lose weight. I'm saying if that's what you want, stay tuned here, because the way to lose weight and keep it off is through behaving like a thin person, not a dieter. And we've been trained, because it's very profitable for the diet industry, to teach you how to be a dieter. I'm here teaching you how to be a thin person. And when I say thin, I mean healthy thin, not weird thin. I mean a weight that is compatible with your body type, with your ancestry, with who you are. But I firmly believe we are not meant to be carrying around tens of extra pounds. That is, some will disagree and say you can be perfectly healthy and be quite heavy. Okay, well, a lot of diseases are correlated with being heavy. So, it's always your choice. It's your body. It's whatever you want for you. I am here to help people who want to lose weight. And again, not be weird, have, body dysmorphia or anything, but who understand that they're carrying around more weight than they want to be, and they want to weigh out. And I'm here to tell you that the way to do it is to behave like a thin person. Sounds very common sense, doesn't it? But we are constantly taught how to behave like a dieter. And I say this all the time, and I can't express to you how much this is true. Being a dieter and being a thin person, a healthy, thin mentality, happy thin person, are completely different. And being a dieter is way harder. I promise. I know you guys who've heard me say this a lot of times, but for you guys who are new, I was a dieter for 25 years. I've been a healthy thin mentality person since the year 2000, obviously a long time. And so I understand your diet mentality. I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm glad it wasn't, but and I can help you through. And that's what my passion is here. That's why I do this, because I suffered a lot from having a diet mentality, and that's not melodramatic to say, because when you have a relationship with food and eating that is not healthful for you emotionally, psychologically, physically, because you're going up and down, up and down, up and down, that's a really big part of your life, right? It's a really big part of your life. And if you can get this in order, a lot of other things in your life also fall into place. I promise. So I'm going to go through these questions first and talk while I'm answering these questions that I posted in our private Facebook group. Usually on Mondays, I try to post which questions I'm going to answer, and so that you guys know what's coming up on the discussion on Mondays, just heads up. So a great question was, when you're heavy, when this person who was asking this was morbidly obese, when you are in that situation, hi Ruth Ann, is your stomach bigger? Okay. If you've been used to eating a whole lot of food over time, I definitely, I Googled a little bit. I'm sure you guys have two different questions you have. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. There was, some people saying that, either if you have been bulimic or if you are morbidly obese, that your stomach has a higher capacity. But that is totally changeable with a different habit. And if you are very obese or obese, you actually, to lose weight, you can still eat way more than someone who is 10 pounds overweight and still lose weight. You know what I mean? Because if you are carrying around an extra 100 pounds, 50 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever, that requires more calories to maintain. So good old Mother Nature is so smart this way. She gives you the hunger that you need to be healthy and in your ideal weight range. But if your stomach is stretched out, that's kind of a layperson way to say it, but that's what I am. So I always approach this stuff in the most common sense way I can. So if you imagine that your stomach is stretched out a little bit, it's not going to be a lot, but a little bit, so you're eating more. Okay, well that kind of matches where you are right now in terms of if you're bigger, you can eat more calories to maintain your weight. So when you just pull back a little bit, you will still lose weight. You're still going to be in a calorie deprivation. But if you are, let's say, a 120-pound person, and you're eating less than a person who's 220 pounds. So if that 220-pound person has a slightly bigger, stretched out stomach, and you're eating more because of that, you're still losing weight because you're still going to match eating with hunger. And you know, and you look at it, honest look at yourself, you know that you eat without hunger if you're heavy. You do. And even if you're not very heavy, many people who are at a reasonable, I should say, in their ideal weight range, still eat without hunger and then don't eat when they are hungry. And so that's not a healthy, naturally thin person. That's a dieter who has been able to control their weight by just being hyper vigilant, which is not a good way to live. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you're worried about that, just don't worry about it. Because if you build the habit of matching eating with hunger, your body will adjust and your stomach will also shrink back. Our bodies are so resilient, and that was also supported in what I saw online. But also, this is a really important point. You know, people who get gastric bypass surgery and all that, they have a part of their stomach cut out or shrunk down, the sleeve and all these different things that are done. That's not permanent. People who get that kind of surgery frequently, and I've known them, and you can definitely gain weight back. And so my point to you is that your stomach is a resilient organ. It can stretch, it can shrink, it can send you hunger, it can send you satiety. It's a dynamic part of your body. So instead of worrying about that, and we dieters are frequently worriers about all kinds of things, including this, just keep saying to yourself, I trust Mother Nature. Yes, I'm probably eating more at whatever weight than someone much smaller than me. Will I lose weight? Yes, because I'm still eating less, and because my body actually is burning more than if I weighed 120 or whatever. I'm just making up numbers here. I'm not suggesting a good number at all. So think of it that way. And instead of trying to throw yourself all these landmines on why this won't work or why it's not going to work for you, say, yes, it is. It is going to work for me because this is natural, normal, Mother Nature, and I'm going to follow this, and I'm going to learn to listen to my hunger, and I'm going to learn to trust it. The little thumbnail for this video, you guys haven't seen it yet, but it was a great post in our Facebook page I just wanted to draw your attention to that had the word health, but it was heal as obviously the basis of that word, and diet, obviously die is the basis of that word. So if you're it's always good to have visuals in your head as you're trying to build your healthy thin mentality. That's a really good one. We're looking for health and healing here. We're not looking to diet and to have that negative force in your life where it's restriction and it's don't do this, don't follow this hunger, you're full, well, eat more carrots or eat more celery because it's a free food, or you're really hungry but you can't eat for another 4 hours, so just don't eat anything. Just all these things that contradict what your instinct is telling you to do. And your instinct is very valuable. Value it and say to yourself, no, I'm going to stop listening to the apps, Noom or whatever app you've got, or I'm going to stop listening to Weight Watchers' ridiculous program, which is all about marketing to keep you as a customer for life. Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, all those things. They want you to be their customer for the rest of your life. That's why they have these, weigh-ins and even after you've gotten your goal weight and you're trying to maintain it, they keep you coming back because they know you're going to struggle, and then they know they'll have you right there and they can tell you their new program and their new way to do it. Don't fall for it, guys. If it worked, where are all the thin people? Just a real basic question. So another great question, so reasonable, was what if a person was saying that she's just beginning her healthy thin mentality journey and she's just eating a lot of hot dogs. Okay, Okay, I'm not advocating eat a bunch of hot dogs, that is the healthful way to do, to live your life. I'm not saying that. But when you're going from a diet mentality to a healthy thin mentality, there's a bridge you got to go over. And the bridge is trust. Is just letting your body tell you what to eat. And if you're concerned about gaining weight while you're doing this, I understand. If you can simply say, I can have this hot dog or 5 hot dogs, not 5, obviously, but I can have this. And if I bought a whole pack of them and I got them, I have them in my refrigerator and I just love them for whatever reason, you may just love them. I don't. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you like that matters. Say to yourself, hey, I can eat all of those hot dogs, just not all at once. So if you're going through a phase where there's a certain food that you just were forbidden when you were on a diet, or like you were always, telling yourself not to have and restricting, and maybe you would go places and they'd be something, a hot dog you really liked, like a ball game or whatever, and you just, I can't have one. You got to get through the bridge from from a diet mentality to a healthy thin mentality. You got to go over this where you're just going, okay, this is a new life for me. This is not me behaving like a dieter anymore. This is me learning how to exist in a world with plentiful, beautiful food that I love. And how I'm going to do it is I'm going to start eating it. And you have to hear this. I'm not saying eat without hunger. I'm saying when you're hungry, eat what you want. Eat what you crave. Eat the things that have been forbidden to you in amounts that satisfy the hunger. Okay, the hunger. Don't try to make up for lost time like, well, I don't know how long I'm going to try this healthy thin mentality thing, so I might as well eat 3 of these because I know when I go on a diet, I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. No. And you guys, this is why I have this a tool I'm going to put on our website soon. I don't even have it on there yet, but it's a little necklace because my other life I have lip balm necklace company, and it's just a little thing that says stay in the moment. So it's a way, and I used this when I was first starting this because I love lip balm. It was a way to say, okay, I'm sitting here eating, and I'm just not sure how I feel. I'm worried that I ate too much, or I'm worried that I didn't eat enough. It's just a way to, the little charm when it says stay in the moment. So you don't look forward, you don't look back. You're just here, locked in to this moment and your body at this time with no judgment. Are you hungry? Are you still hungry? Is this still really good? Stay in this moment. Not, well, I'm not going to have a hot dog tomorrow, so I'm going to have one today. Or hot dog, or whatever the heck it is. It doesn't matter. It's stay in the moment. Nothing else matters. Are you hungry? That's it. And if that seems oversimplified to you, yeah, the best things in life generally, the smartest things in life generally are really simple. Hi, now Claire, I don't know how to say your whole name there, but hi. So anyway, that is where you want to be. You want to be focused on listening to your body and trusting your body. And I know you don't think you can trust your body now, but in order to begin trusting your body, you have to start. You have to say, okay, well, I'm going to eat this and I'm not sure if my body wants this. And then you have it and you look at it, that tastes really good. And then you register that experience. You maybe write it down in the workbook. Okay, this is how this felt. This is how I felt afterwards. Or I ate this and I felt terrible afterwards. It's not at all what I wanted. Make it a part of your life to reacquaint yourself with what makes you feel good. When you eat it, physically, what makes you feel good. And another really important thing is to be open that every day is different. I just posted an Instagram post because lots of times I say, I don't generally eat breakfast. I don't like it. But when I do, I generally, again, I try to keep open. I generally like something bready and sweet. So today, I don't know why, I ate this broccoli salad. It was so good. Yeah, and I wrote in the post, if someone made me eat that for breakfast when I was on a diet, I would go, oh God, this is not at all what I want. But when it's something that you pick for yourself because you want it and it's just what you're craving, it's this completely different experience. It really is. It's about nourishing and taking care of your body and feeling good. That's where you want your food choices to live, not in, oh, well, I've already had 15 points, or I don't even know how many points there are anymore. It's been so long since I did that. But, or I can't eat this because this is really bad for me, or I should eat this because this is really good for me. So obviously, even though, a broccoli salad is pretty high in nutrition and good nutrients, that is not the reason that I ate it. I don't know why I wanted it. I don't care because I trust myself. And by the way, yesterday or whatever. I don't remember yesterday, but most of the time I don't crave something like that in the morning. And I'm not trying to tell you to crave broccoli salad in the morning. I'm saying just be open, let it go. Do what your body is asking you to do. It is so much wiser than you are. It's so much wiser than any app you pay for, or so much wiser than any rule book, because it's in real time the craving that you need right then. And it's really a reasonable thing to believe. It is not strange to think that your beautiful body can guide you to the food you need, right? I remember when I was pregnant, I chewed ice so much, and I learned later, because this is a long time ago, I was not doing healthy thin mentality thing then. I was just, struggling like everybody. Later on, I learned that meant that I had an iron deficiency or something, and that was a body's reaction to try to, I can't remember now what it was, but it was something like, it was something your body did to try to get iron. Obviously, there's no iron in water, but it was a throwback from some ancient thing in our bodies. It's just, I had no idea. And as soon as I had the baby, it was gone. So there's my body trying to communicate to me. I didn't listen. I didn't know. Now, if that happened to me, I would go, okay, what is it that I'm craving, that I'm chewing ice like a maniac? Those are the kinds of things that you do when you're a healthy thin mentality person. Instead of feeling guilty about eating, or like, oh, I don't even deserve to worry about food, look at me. No, you go, yeah, I deserve very much to worry about food, and very much to take care of myself, and very much to figure out what makes me feel good. And when you do that, your body calms down, and that's where weight loss occurs. But let me tell you something. To lose weight, you have to eat less. And there is no magic. There is no way to lose weight other than to be in a calorie deprivation situation. It's how you get to that calorie deprivation situation that matters. And when you do it like a grown-up, and you say to yourself, I'm just not hungry right now, so I'm not going to eat this, but as soon as I'm hungry again, I'm going to eat exactly what I want. I'm not going to eat that little pre-prescribed meal that Weight Watchers sent me in a box. No, I'm going to eat, or Nutrisystem or whatever. That's so old school, but I'm going to eat what my body's asking for. Everything changes, and every eating experience improves. And when you have eating experiences that are really delightful, the pleasure and joy and satisfaction from them lasts longer. It lasts till your next meal. They link up so that, every time you eat, I call it an eating opportunity. I don't even like calling it meals, because who knows what time you may be hungry. And I don't want you to rely on mealtime for that. So you every time you eat, you have an experience of, okay, this is joyful, this is good, this is happy, and the whole thing is more fulfilling. So you're not stuck trying to fulfill yourself later on with more food, because it was really good when you already had it. Hope that makes sense. So then someone, this is a great question. Yeah, so another thing, besides knowing that every day is different in terms of what you want to eat and all that, also, hunger is not a straight line. So there was a great question about someone saying, well, she was hungry, but by the time she could get to food, the hunger kind of was faded. Absolutely, because hunger isn't like that. We think that. We go, okay, I'm hungry. Oh boy, it's going to get worse and worse and worse, and then I'm just going to get hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. That's not how hunger works at all. And when you have your healthy thin mentality, you will notice stuff like that. You will notice that, sometimes at 1 p.m, I get kind of hungry, but if I'm busy or I'm doing something, and I notice that if I can't eat for half an hour, it kind of goes away, and I'm fine for a while. And so you won't be panicked and think, oh, I got to eat right now because I'm really hungry. Well, okay, but again, it's instead of a line, think of hunger as a thing like this. So it kind of starts, okay, I'm starting to get hungry. Oh, it's kind of I'm not feeling it right now. Then it gets stronger and stronger, and then it fades a little bit, but then you're in this stage where, it gets stronger, and it's not going to go away until you eat. The only other time hunger goes away without food, and beware of this, is when you do things like ketosis, which has a hunger suppressant within it. That's what ketosis is. That turns your body into a panic mode. And I know people love saying, oh my gosh, this diet was so great, I'm not even hungry. Well, that's a big sign of problems. What other drive would you be happy to lose like that? Do not be happy to lose your hunger drive. Your hunger is your guide. Your hunger is your tool. You want to keep your hunger alive. Keep it alive, satisfy it to calm it down, and then let it come back. And when you know that at any time you can satisfy your hunger, when you're feeling that, oh, I just really need to eat. Could you be done? Is that enough? Because, let me broadcast this again. You eat less, right? To lose weight, you must eat less. I'm not trying to hide that or anything. So if you're in a stage and you're feeling like you're getting the idea of how to normalize your relationship with food and eating, and you're going, okay, I really want to lose weight, you have to eat less. But the way you eat less, again, is what's important. It's not the rules imposed by others. It's you deciding as a grown-up, how will I nourish myself right now? And you're not going to let yourself be hungry and go to bed starving and be miserable and all those things dieters do. No, you're going to calmly take care of your hunger in a way that brings you to satisfied, not to a feeling of overfull. And when you learn how to ride that wave and you do this for a period of time, you get comfortable with it. And you will find that as you do this and get comfortable and gain your own trust back, you will eat less. And that's where weight loss is. I'm going to look at these questions. Ruth Ann, yes, the stomach is a muscle. It expands. Yeah, absolutely. Right. So if you feel like your stomach has gotten stretched out, it'll shrink back, just like when you have a baby, things shrink back. All I was craving was hot buttered toast this morning. Hit the spot. Yeah, it sounds really delightful. Hunger is like emotions in a way, coming in waves. That's a really good point. Yeah. Yes, it is. It is so simple. Pretty much everything I say here is pretty simple, but there's just been so much money thrown at us through the diet industry and the exercise industry to make us feel like we need them to know what, when, and how much to eat, that it's a shame, and it really it traumatizes us. Trauma is not too strong a word. I know as a dieter, the absolute angst of like being really good and being on a diet and then just wanting to eat normally. And when you eat normally after you diet, you gain weight. And they don't tell you that, but you do. And for you guys who don't know, I worked at Nutrisystem for about a year, and I saw amazing people, strong people, disciplined people, did exactly what we said, lost weight, and then gained it back. And it was just disheartening because they're not, it's not on them because they're not, all the bad terms some people associate with people who are overweight, or that, I don't even want to say it, but, bad personality traits or whatever. That wasn't it at all. It's because they had these strong bodies going, what the heck were you feeding me for 5 months? And I have no reserves, and I'm going to gain weight back because I don't know when you're going to do this to me again. It's so reasonable to know that. So that's why when it's not just me. I've seen this in so many people. And if you're interested, go in our private Facebook group. Just ask to join, and you're in. And ask people. Don't just ask me. Ask people, and it's really great. I love the help and support people are giving each other on that. It's really nice. Okay, so real quick on the rest of that question. Also, what happens if you're just eating so fast and you get that frantic feeling? Okay, so I think this person is probably waiting too long to eat. That's that hangry stage. You don't want to get to hangry, because when you're hangry, food is satisfying because it solves a problem, but it's not enjoyable. It's not calm. And you want your eating experiences to be calm, because that's where you can focus and feel good. You guys, this is simply all about feeling good and nourishing yourself and having a great life with food and loving your body, which, and for you guys who want to lose weight, yeah, it's a big deal to be the size you want. It is a big deal. And to get there, it's worth it. It's worth it to take the mental, it's not even work, it's just to take a long range view of your life and reflect on really what your life and weight loss and weight gain has been, and go, I'm not doing that anymore. And it's worth it to spend the energy to evaluate how this happened to you, how you being a dieter led you to actually gain weight over time, not lose weight, and distorted your relationship with food and eating. And that's what we're healing here. Antidepressants and appetite. If you need to be on an antidepressant, what does it matter? If it changes your appetite, if that's something you need to be on, you're just going to have to deal with it. It's again another common sense thing. Does it change your appetite? I think some doctors would say yes. I think some would say no. I think some people would say yes. Some people would say no. I would say stay hyper aware. Notice how you feel when you eat. And like a lot of medications do mess with appetites and stuff. But if you need them, what are you going to do? So just take extra care to maybe, in the workbook or in your notebook or whatever, to write down how you felt. Okay, I thought I was hungry, but really was I? Notice what happens in your mouth when you eat. Do your taste buds get all happy? Because I don't know if being on an antidepressant would do that to you. It might change your appetite, but make sure all the other changes that food does to you. It makes you feel good. It makes your taste buds explode. It makes you feel refreshed. All these things. Those are also signals too. So I feel for you. I know that that's hard, but and a lot of I don't know if antidepressants are something you have to be on your whole life, but if this is a stage or if it's something you have to do your whole life, you got to deal with it. So you absolutely can develop your healthy thin mentality. Being on medications, you have to be just more aware, Tune in more to all the other signals that mean hunger and satiety. And you will learn what yours are. And it's not just mouth hunger. It's not just stomach growling. A lot of in one of the workbook chapters, we talk about how to recognize what your hunger signals are. And it's not brain surgery. You can do it. Okay, not eating what you crave because you don't think it's the right thing to eat. You got to leave judgment at the door. And again, the bridge between diet mentality and healthy thin mentality, you go through a stage of eating things that you will not eat as much later on. I definitely went through that stage myself because you just can't believe, wow, I'm not going to restrict myself from things I love anymore. But over time, you relax. You're like, well, and I always say this, for me it was Twinkies. They don't even make them anymore. But I was like, I just really love these things. No, I don't. I just loved them because I couldn't have them. Now, you couldn't pay me to eat one because if I wanted something sweet and delightful, I would have something homemade or from a delicious bakery. I wouldn't eat that crap, right? But in the beginning, do it. With hunger, you'll be fine, but do it so you get it out of your system and you take the power away from it. It's those things we can't have that we want because we're human. That's our nature, and it's okay. Work with your human nature, not against it. And when, the other statement I said earlier, I think is really, really helpful. If you have your pantry full of food, oh my God, do you remember the diets that tell you just to get everything out of your house? How dumb is that? No. Your house, full of food in your house. So anytime you're hungry, you feel like you're in a safe place, exactly what you want is here, and you can enjoy it. And when you do that, you get used to it, and you're like, big deal, there's food here. That's fabulous. I don't need to, to hoard this and shove it all down my face because I'm not going to have it again. I'm always going to have food in my house. I'm always going to have food in my house that I love. And whenever I desire it and I'm craving it, I'm going to eat it without guilt, without stress, and move on with my life to more important things than hyperventilating about what we're eating, which, again, is a thing that the diet industry has done to us, where we have to have so many rules and plans, and this is good, that's bad. No, relax. Eat what you're craving when you're hungry, and your life will improve because you have time for other thoughts, which are way more positive. So if you're eating, this person said she wanted, I think it was cookies for dinner. I do that. If you're craving cookies and you eat those for dinner, do you think that's going to hurt your body nutrition-wise? You guys, nutrition is not our problem. I don't care what anyone says. I haven't seen a malnourished person in a long time, and some doctor will say, okay, yeah, but they're short on this vitamin or that. Okay, but in general, malnourishment is not what we're fighting. We're fighting obesity and being heavy and carrying pounds of flesh on us that we don't need to. It's stressful. That makes it harder to do things. And I'm not dissing people who want to be heavy. My message is for those who do not want to be heavy. Okay, so we're all open to have what we desire our own bodies to be. So my message is for you guys who want to shed that weight. Okay, that's who I'm talking to. So yeah, if you get your head wrapped around the concept that you were not meant to carry all this extra weight, again, if you want to, that's your business, but you don't have to. And the way you do that is to use hunger to guide you to eat less. Hunger is your guide to eat less, not the scale. It's your hunger. You pay attention to it. You welcome it. You love it. You love it when you get hungry. You value it. You don't want to spend it on something that you don't like. You get real picky, and that's where weight loss is, guys. It's that feeling of being in charge, of I'm picky. My body is my treasure, and I will put into it what I want when I want. And it's a powerful thing, and it's not melodramatic to say that because that's really basic. And if you're not doing that now, think of the impact that's having on your life, right? It's taking away a really important part of your power, and you can get it back. You have to just think, what is going to nourish me, taking care of yourself, and no matter what weight you are, at this moment, you need to eat, you deserve to eat, and you deserve to eat food you love. So don't let anyone tell you anything differently. Like, oh, we are heavy, you shouldn't eat French fries. If you eat some French fries when you're hungry and you're heavy, you're fine. It's when you eat them without hunger that's not fine for anybody, okay? I got two more little things here. Someone said, what if you feel like you live to eat instead of eat to live? Okay, honestly, guys, when I had a diet mentality, I would have said that about myself. Like, I thought about food all the time. It's always, oh, what am I going to eat next? When you diet, that's what happens to you. It changes your perception of food. Dieting makes you more physically attracted to food, more emotionally attracted to food, and more psychologically attracted to food. That's 3 big pushes to eat, right? So you get that feeling of, oh, I'm just living to eat. What's the next meal? Because you freaked yourself out. I promise, when you calm it down by building your healthy thin mentality, you will no longer feel that way. And you'll be, I don't live to eat now. Of course, no. I love food. I enjoy it. A lot of you guys who have your healthy thin mentality is going strong. You could confirm this, I'm sure. But it's a beautiful part of life. It's not a stressful part of life. It's a very happy, healthy, healing part of life. And another question that was asked was, wait, let me look at this. What do you think about the 3-bite rule for cakes? Just eating 3 bites. Well, sometimes 3 bites I'll do it, sometimes it won't. Why have that rule? Why not instead? Like, that's like, giving someone a fish instead of teaching them how to fish, right? Okay, well, how many bites of this would it take? Or just follow your body. And after 3 bites, if you like that thought, say, let me just check in and go, could I be done? Could I be done? Or do I need a few more bites to feel calm and happy and satisfied? Not over full. I'm not changing my breathing, but does that do it? Well, that's a much better guide. It's way more fluid. It's way more dynamic. It's always going to be with you. You don't have to look up how many bites of pasta do I try. Is that 4 bites because that's less calories? Or is steak 3 bites? Or, it's just those are little cliche rules that people develop, and I don't believe in them. I think that you're way smarter than that. Your body's way smarter than that. Your body may only want 2 bites. So now you're eating a 3rd bite. There's plenty of times, I have to tell you, and like, if I want dessert, 1 or 2 bites is all it takes. And my taste buds go, that's it. So why would I take 3? Now, if you're going, wow, only 2 bites of dessert. Yeah, but plenty of times I have more than that too. I'm just saying that allow for the possibility that 3's too many or too much. Too many or too little, right? Let's see. What there were some of the, okay. Oh, the book in the UK. Yeah, if you go on the website, I do ship to the UK, so it takes a little longer, but yeah, it's on there. Okay. Then another question that came in late was, what do you do after a binge? Okay, if you've been a binge eater, which I totally was as a dieter, because I would eat more on a Saturday than I ate all week because I was structured, going to work or school or whatever, and eating and coming home. I got my little meal and I'm going to bed early so I don't eat more, all that pathetic behavior that really is just regretful. I hate having regrets, but I regret that. Skipping parties so I wouldn't drink and have more food, because when I had the beer or something when I was young, I would eat more. Yeah, because my body's going, come on, let's eat. But anyway, so after a binge, if that happens, don't beat yourself up. If you're binging, it's because you're still having a diet mentality head, right? And it's not immediate to get rid of your diet mentality, so don't berate yourself about that either. Just say to yourself, okay, I binged, it wasn't enjoyable. Maybe write some notes to yourself about how it felt and why you really don't want to do that again. But if you take away the past and the future every time you eat, like when you're in that binge mode, I remember it very well, you'd be like, well, I might as well just eat this because I've already been so bad. I'm going to have to start another diet on Monday or tomorrow or whenever. So I might as well just finish this because then it won't be in the house and I'll just get it out of my system. But that's not how it works at all. Every bite you take on a binge, that's bites you got to pay back, however you want to think of it, through letting that weight go. So there's no point in when you have a healthy thin mentality, you realize the destructiveness of the binge is not, obviously that's not something you want to do, but neither is it joyful. Like eating, like a pan of brownies or whatever the heck the binge is, let's just say that's it, because I know I did that. Eating that versus having one that you're feeling so good about because you're craving it and you made them homemade and maybe you have a thing of hot coffee or milk with it and it's delightful and oh, and it feels so good. It's so much better than the binge, and you'll learn that. You'll learn that. If you're binging though, take a real hard look at are you still thinking, wow, I'm just trying this? Because that's the thing I see is the biggest culprit to building your healthy thin mentality is that feeling of I'm just going to try this. If you just try this in your head, you have dieting as an escape route from responsible eating where you're connecting eating with hunger. And dieting, you guys, it may feel like an escape route, but it's actually a path to misery. You know it, I know it. So don't just, it's so easy to say to yourself, well, I'll just go on a diet. I can lose 5 pounds, in a week or two and it'll be fine. Don't do that don't sell your life like that, Don't sell your future. Well, yeah, really? Do you really want to do that to yourself? Get the reality of what a diet actually feels like right in your mind. So you say, no, I'm not doing that again. What's the definition of insanity is trying something, doing it over and over and expecting a different result. There will never be a different result from your dieting. There just won't. It's so hard for me to stop eating after I'm full because it is emotional. It is the emotional crutch. Help. Okay, so it's great to recognize that. And then you got to take a hard, honest look at, emotional eating. So you're saying that the food is an emotional support to you. But is it? No, it's not at all. It's actually hurting you tremendously. So, and I could just say that phrase, emotional eating, I think is really a harmful phrase because it makes it seem like emotional eating makes you feel better. I'm not saying that eating isn't an emotionally wonderful experience. Overeating is not. Like people say, if you're feeling blue or whatever and you don't use food to make you feel better. Really? I do that. Like if I don't feel great or whatever, I make myself something really delightful, maybe take some more time and you nourish yourself. That's eating emotionally in a good way. Overeating emotionally is not a thing that comforts you. That's a thing that leaves you miserable. So separate that. Eating what you love when you're hungry as an emotionally very loving thing to do for yourself. When you push past the point of being satisfied, as you're even doing it, you don't feel good. You're going, oh, I guess I'm doing this again. Oh God, no, just feels so good. Does it? Think, what does it really feel like? What does it really feel like? And there's parts in the workbook on this too. Like, what does it really feel? What are you really feeling? There's a lot of better ways to comfort yourself. And if we talk about boredom eating too, you can also use food to help with boredom by making it and getting it all ready. And food is a beautiful thing. The actual act of chewing is a very small amount of time. If you, time yourself, how long does it take? How many bites is it to finish that? Okay, so that's pretty short. That's a pretty quick amount of time for a pretty, bad result. And we're eating an extra 1,000 calories. How long does it take to eat that? Not very long. You're not killing a bunch of time there. You are maybe solving some boredom issues if you are on a rainy Sunday or whatever. I remember that being a hard time eating wise. Like, oh, it's a rainy Sunday. What am I going to do? Make food. Go to the grocery store. Get things ready. Comfort yourself. Get it ready for the week. That's a good use of your time and your love towards yourself. Not actually eating is quick. And if it made you feel good, you wouldn't be asking this question. It doesn't make you feel good. It makes you feel badly because the next morning you wake up and you go, oh God, what did I eat yesterday? Is that good? Is that being emotionally supportive? Let me know if that's ringing true to you because I think that's a really, really, really important question a lot of people are asking about. I'm so come across your channel. It's changed my life. I'm so glad. Being a daughter of 15, I'm trying to build my healthy mentality. I've been this way for a week. Great to have you here, healthy mama. That's lovely. Give yourself a chance. This is not an overnight thing. The big things in your head to keep in mind are I can have whatever I want whenever I'm hungry. I can eat it all, not all at once. And I'm taking care of me and not paying some app to tell my body what it's craving because my body knows. And if you think that's not possible, if you think that you can't do that, think how really weird it is that you think you can't do that. It's the most normal thing in the world that your body would be equipped with guidance like this, isn't it? Right? Yes, it is. We've been trained to believe that would be weird. You know why? Because all those pockets of the Weight Watcher board members and Oprah. I like Oprah, but this is so wrong what she's doing supporting this program when she, like, really, Oprah Winfrey is the spokesperson for weight loss. I mean, it's so funny. It's really, is that who we're following? I mean, it's hilarious. So it's great to have you guys here. Let me see if there's any more questions. Yep. And, keep asking these questions. If you post them on our private Facebook page, I go through them, and then I pull them for this discussion on Mondays. So thank you guys so much for being here. I will be back next Monday. I'll try to get another What I Ate video in between now and then. I've been really busy at work, so I didn't do one last week. I'm really sorry. But I know people like those, and I will work really hard to get one up this week. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here again. Hey, like, share, subscribe. That really helps get this message out there. And there's a lot of people who need to hear this. Yes, there are. Okay, see you guys soon.